How y'all doing?
All right, to get us started with Justin, we'll go to Chip Towers and then Mark Weiser.
Yeah, Justin, it was not hard to see the troubles in the run game this past Saturday. Obviously, Mississippi State was absolutely selling out to do that. But what was y'all's takeaway? I mean, what's the Matt Luke talk in the room afterward about, what has to be done different? Kind of where was the breakdown there?
I mean, coming in, we knew they had a good defensive front, and we had to prepare for them very good. I mean, we just got to put it on ourselves as an offensive lineman that we got to just step up and be the team that we got to be.
I mean, in your opinion, was it what they were doing or how they were doing it? You know what I'm saying? Like, was there confusion on which guy you ought to be blocking, or was the guy you were trying to block just doing a good job, right?
It wasn't how they were doing it. It was what they were doing up front, like with all the twisting and moving. I mean, I feel like we should have prepared for it better, but I mean, that's a win. We got to put that game behind us and just get ready for this week.
Thank you.
Justin, was that, how would you describe kind of the mood? Obviously happy with the win, but to have the number of rushing yards you did you see a lot of yards out there that you guys could have gotten, if things were different in terms of getting more push?
Yeah, after watching the tape by myself, I feel like it's a lot we left out there that we got to watch the tape today and clean up as a team, as an offensive line.
What does South Carolina's defensive front, look like in terms of, can they present similar problems to you guys?
I mean, I haven't looked at them yet, but like previously looking at different games, they got a solid front.
Next up, Mike Griffith and Seth Emerson.
Yeah, Justin, you had a neck injury last year. I meant to ask you this earlier, but how scary of an injury was that? Can you just talk about just the comeback from that and where you're at right now compared to where you were a year ago dealing with that?
I mean, it was very scary. Going into the locker room, having that pain in my neck, it was just a whole lot of thoughts, wondering if I was gonna come back, because a neck injury is like a real serious injury, and like most people don't come back from a neck injury.
Justin, can you describe JT Daniels' demeanor, just both on the field and just anywhere else, pregame practice? Like, what kind of guy is he like?
He's a guy who's just gonna do everything right. He always just by himself. Every time I see him, he have his headphones in to listen to the music. He's a person who never has a problem in class, like on the field, off the field. He just does everything right as a person.
Anthony Dasher and then Austin Roper.
Hey, Justin, it's good to see you, man. When did the rest of the team find out that JT was going to get the start?
I mean, we didn't find out till the day of, because like during that week, all the quarterback was still rotating, and we didn't find out till like that Saturday before the game.
Is that kind of thing where you're kind of glad you didn't know, or it doesn't matter? I mean, how does that kind of work?
I mean, I'm glad I didn't know, because it was like something we wouldn't have to worry about, because we all rotated with each quarterback every week, so it was nothing new.
Sure. Thanks, man.
Hey, Justin. So looking at the offense moving forward, obviously, last Saturday we've already talked about the struggles running the ball. Where do you see the potential of the offense, given the fact that JT had such an explosive game passing the ball, even without a good running game? I mean, where do you see kind of like this offense can go from here with JT at quarterback?
I feel like the passing game with JT back there now is going to help us open up the run game more than what it has been, because like you got to respect the pass and the run now with the quarterback that we have back there now.
Next up, Palmer Toms and then Brandon Sudge.
Yeah, Justin, given the fact that you said that it wasn't necessarily how Mississippi State's defensive line was playing, it was what they were doing. How much do you expect defenses in the future to do similar things, stunt-wise and stuff like that?
I mean, that's just how football is. Like, if we see a team that has a weakness on defense, our coaches are going to adjust to it the week of that game. Like, most teams are going to just make that adjustment because they see that's like what we struggle with. But it's just our responsibility to get better at that.
Hey, Justin, kind of going back over to the offense. So is there like a heightened level of excitement, I guess, when y'all are able to have those deep routes and able to connect on those and have the offense move a lot easier?
Can you repeat that question again?
Okay, so I was just saying, like, is there some heightened excitement, like, among the offense, to when you're able to have those deep passes and all those explosives throughout the game?
It's going to help our offense, like, as a whole, like, to just get everybody open, like, as a receiver and tight ends, and open up the run game.
All right, we've got a couple more minutes. We'll open it up for the last two questions.
Hey, Justin, you being an Atlanta guy, and traditionally this is when Georgia has played Georgia Tech. Is it weird? How weird is it this year to not be playing them this weekend, or is it just with everything else going on in the world, you understand it's a casualty and you're just really focused on South Carolina?
I mean, it's just it's a different feeling, but I'm focused on South Carolina. I mean, I'm just able that we had a season due to like the whole pandemic situation.
Hey, Justin, with it being, playoff time and GHSA, something you know very well, being a guy from Cedar Grove, how close are you following your Saints right now during the playoff time here?
I tried to look at it and look at the five bracket last night. I couldn't find them on there, but I haven't really been following because like what I had going on here.
I got you.
All this stuff.